Hi guys, it is Taurus season, so it seems to be very appropriate to use this Earth Magic deck. So we are going to have that assist us in the readings. So before we just jump into your readings, just to let you know that I still have the promotions, speed up promotion, meaning you get one level up. So you sign up for a regular reading, you get a rush reading, you sign up for rush, you get urgent, and you sign up for urgent, you get it before you finish typing. Not kidding, you get it in 24 hours. So just go on cattarot.ca and find basically where I have this special list is listed under book your reading. Now, second thing I have, annual taroscopes are still discounted, and like it's only $10 for one sign or $20 for all of the signs. So you can check your Venus sign, you can check your ascendant, you can check your sun sign. I generally like to lurk on the other people's Mars signs to see kind of like how that's going to work out. And lastly, I'm taking applications for the next round of Tarot School, which is starting May the 15th. The first group is running, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, such a kind of lovely group. So I'm just seeing how this evolves. It's not going to be 10 lessons as I initially thought. It will be 11 minimum. And that's it from my announcement. So guys, hopefully also you're going to join my Facebook or Instagram or both, so you can get a daily reading or kind of like a little bit kind of learn about tarot. And I think this is enough for me. So the next is your May taroscopes. Aqua girl, how did you know it's Aqua reading? She just stepped on the table. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your May taroscopes. Sevi, can you sit here and watch your reading from the first draw? Huh? Hi Sevi girl. Are you saying hi to all Aquas? Aquas and Aquas cross watchers? Come on, say hi. Don't show them your furry, cat butt. Hi, kitty. That's nice, girl. Yes. So there you go. We have a nice relaxing scene. Animal watching. Nothing is better than that, guys, right? So relaxing. And you always need to see everything that is happening. I was just clicking record, and she was like climbing to the top of the table, and the energy is obviously there that she needs to read. And so now I'm going to like really laugh when I tell you really the cards that I see here. Understanding and receptivity, it's all about water, it's all about emotions. It's not us, that's for sure. Lake, stillness, it's not us either. So how come we are getting all this connectivity, all this kind of like go deep, go slow this month? So like, right? Isn't this like amazing? I live in Toronto next to a really huge park, and it's called High Park. And this is pretty much the scene you see there, and it's like really spectacular relaxation and what, you know, like, I mean, can do for the soul. So in this particular case, we see the sun is rising, right? So everything is sort of like waking up, maybe not entirely, but it's kind of like welcoming the day in front of it. So just looking at this, you are kind of like seeing this internal stillness, right? And we are almost like feeling relief and relaxation and all the kind of pressure kind of like being taken away from us. So I guess the tempo these days of life is kind of like really, really fast, and it seems to be no end to basically how fast it can get, right? So let me show you the little kind of cleaning buddy. She's like, she's showing up for everybody else. So this is definitely talking to us, because we, like Geminis, we really get immersed in the technological whirlpool, right? Like kind of like cannot escape. I know for myself, I can speak for myself, and I should probably speak for myself. First thing in the morning, let's check my email. Last thing in the evening, oh, let me just check this and this and this. So that's the last thing I see before I kind of close my eyes, right? So there is no need to be really a prisoner of technology, because we think that we are getting this knowledge because air signs crave that knowledge. After all, what Aquarius says, I know. So no need for this hurry up syndrome, because we are realizing that actually does have the negative side effect, right? So we have to learn how to get untrapped. So no matter if the noise is from the environment or seemingly non-stop thinking, it's kind of critical for us to see stillness, right? Find a special place, maybe for me in High Park, for you somewhere in the nature, even if, you know, this is just a bench in a park, but away from human-made noise. It is very important to find a stillness inside of yourself, which definitely can be done much easier in a natural setting. So it looks like relaxing our mind and highlighting maybe our awareness and our senses is going to be the key, because we also have these two water signs, these two water cards. The understanding, our knight in the shining armor, like who is the one who will come through for us. It's a wonderful card. Let me zoom this in for you so you can actually see it up close. Look at that pretty bird. The pretty bird is actually not trapped, as you can see. Also, you can see that the bars are actually dissipating the higher they go, right? And it's literally, she is fluttering her wings, and it is kind of like time to maybe get out of something that was like maybe self-imposed, right? Let's see this. It's like autofocus cameras are not necessarily the loveliest thing in the world. So I think there is like a dawn of new understanding, and for that we need the stillness. Stillness is sort of like the hermit card, right, where you really have to disconnect and sort of ground. But we will go further down than ground. We'll go kind of like even in the deep emotions, and this is like for us is like scary. Not that we are not emotional, not that we don't know how to love, but we absolutely hate to be vulnerable. We prefer to put a strong face if we are hurt and just like wave it off than being a victim. And sometimes we also need a soft place to fall, but this is really, really hard for us. It's hard for us to say that we are weak, because we pride ourselves for being powerful, for being strong, for being able to pull things together. But there is going to be finally this place where the cage is actually realization that the cage has always been open and the sky has always been there. So it is like that understanding that, hey, you know what, we can actually do this vulnerability from the position of the strength. We actually can experience this lightheartedness and adventure, and this can be at the same time as the shakiness. Maybe it's going to be sort of like a child first time trying to learn how to swim. But guys, it is time for us to spread our wings and be free, because here we are getting into this amazing, you know, queen of water. Not us, Not us. Generally, we see this Queen of Water and you go, huh? How can you do that? Because she's like everything we are not, right? Because this is like a very feminine, receptive quality of water and of the emotions. And Aquarian women are very masculine, very unreceptive quality of the air. Air that really wants to instigate, that kind of like wants to minimize. And here is the opposite, right? So look at that. Her arms are basically extended upwards to receive. And she's completely immersed in the water. Look at that. She has no head. But she is not busy, and she's obviously not aggressive. And I think we are going to go stage by stage by stage, because maybe after all, this is not suggesting the sky, but this is talking about the depth of emotion. Whether this means releasing something, because Lotus needs to open up, and this is like obviously on the surface, right? The Lotus pattern of matrix basically represents perfect harmony of the universe, as you can see also from the lines, right? That becomes apparent when we are in tune with it. So, Aquarius, we are in the zone. So the Queen of Water brings time of being unbounded, gratitude for everything that life brings. So almost like being childlike, almost like being like Safi, right? Because animals and children are entirely guided by emotions. We are born as a sign number 11 for a reason. Sign number 11 has 2 ones in it. So 1 is a leader, and we all know how Aquarius, Aries acts. They are very impatient, they're rushed, they say things that they shouldn't be saying, but this is their style, and they kind of know they're jerks. They kind of spend their life cultivating it. But what do you do when you have 2 ones? This is us. So 2 ones are supposed to be leader of the leaders. So that means that's a pretty important thing to do. So what kind of leader are you? This is kind of like, what is this asking of us to kind of figure it out? It's asking of us to actually know that we also have to connect on that level, which we have learned in the past lives. The reason why we came as a number 11, which is the highest, because the Pisces is already transcending. We are basically the highest here, it's the air. There is a reason for that. We need to learn this lesson. We need to absorb all the previous 10 lessons. So listen, allow yourself to feel the others, allow yourself to embrace life, allow yourself to hear these messages that are coming from above. And those messages come usually when we are alone, when we kind of like really seek this connectivity with the nature. Remove your shoes when you're in the nature, ground yourself, and experience all the answers coming to you, to us. I think I was doing Scorpio, and they're going to be the air, because the Scorpio is the deepest one, Aquarius is the highest one, and there is a switch. If we are switching, that means the universe is switching. So, you know, when they're talking about the end of times and stuff, yes, that kind of like stuff is happening, but not in a way it was represented. It's kind of like sort of like very clueless to say end of times. It is like simply the energy separating. This is why we have so much rip in between the good and the bad. This is why Eckhart Tolle called this a new earth. A new earth doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to get chirpy and, you know, kind of like Aquarius, kind of like the age of Aquarius. No, literally, you go there, you go there. We will be sort of together, but not mingling. Sort of, you know, when the good becomes so much greater than the evil will start to shrink. So we are called to do our own share. And what we can do is to expand ourselves to these emotions. So we are being called upon that, and to really open up. This is also telling me that maybe we have been trapped for a while. Maybe we have been trapped in loneliness. Maybe we have been trapped in a situation that needed introspection, that needed understanding of why we are in the situation. Maybe there is a time to finally open the arms and embrace. And this is like a wonderful exercise. This is a winner pose. This is like, I am on the top. Just try it. It kind of like creates the chemistry in a body that is like spectacularly amazing. I tell this to my clients before they go to the interview to do that. Just go somewhere in the bathroom to do it for 2 minutes, because it really changes how people see it. See it. You kind of get different color of aura and people pick up on it. So Aqua. Oh, the tower, lovely. And it's almost like the same in colors as this one. At least it's upright. So something will happen that's going to be shocking. We are changing. So yes, I can absolutely see that. If you're going into the emotional, that's a big change. Because we are rational. We're so proud of being irrational, because we almost like feel that emotional is not rational. But I think we will prove ourselves wrong. And I think that's possibly what needs to happen, because the tower is usually representing Scorpio and Aries. So there is like this sort of like debate between action. So something that has to be built from inside and something that has to be built from the outside. So we have to figure out, what did we have in us that has been built on the wrong ground, right? It is like reworking the patterns that we may be set. And here we have Fire King, but it's reversed. It could be that we are dealing with the fallout of dealing with a person who might have been a fire sign, but it doesn't have to be. Fire King generally also talks about a person who is kind of so much fun to be with. You kind of like, it's a hardcore press when this person dates you. Sort of like if you're a man, the woman will be all eyes, all hands, everything for you. You know, the first 3 days you will just like think you're like in heaven. If this is a guy, you know, he will chase you like million messages. You'll say, okay, so you see there are guys who are like not playing games. And then when they hook you, they're gone. So this could be that kind of like understanding. Holy smoke, right? And then we have the grace reversed. Lots of fire around us. Like, look at the water, look at the fire. So the grace is like something is not ripe yet. Look at the kitty. She's like walking without really being scared. As you imagine, and I tried it with Safi, you just have to flick a little drop of water and off she goes. But here we see the rainbow. We see that the two sides can really create something extraordinary beautiful. And this almost can create sort of like the bridge for us. But when this reverses, that means that we are still not there. That means that something is missing. Either it's still not the right time, which obviously, because of the tower, something has to be rebuilt, or it's not the right place, or it's not the right person. And then we have the Earth Kitten. Earth Kitten reversed is... look at the little kitty with the hedgehog. It's exploration of something unknown, exploration of strange things. But it is reversed. It's again telling me something was at a standstill. That exploration, that motion, like was not happening. And sometimes this happens for a reason, that you freeze yourself in a spot because you kind of like need to repair this tower. And here we have the Three of Fire reversed. A Three of Fire is again action. So as you can see, all these action cards, all the fire cards are getting reversed. So obviously, it is still not time to go forward. We are actually supposed to spend this month shedding what we don't need. Kind of like Tower is figure out what in your life needs attention. And there you go, reinforcement again. The floating cat is also not only saying, okay, like take it easy, but it's like sort of like a surrender. It is self-sacrifice. It is like looking at what other people see. It is understanding that you cannot progress in life if you're not reaching out the next levels. And the next levels are not all about our ego. So see, in the stage, we are breaking through that ego. We are breaking through this next stage, because after this card, the death comes. It dies. The death dies. And then we are really, really going in a very important messages. Because What is missing here is 13. We have 12 and a 14. So after the death card, we are repositioning. We are kind of like figuring out after the storm what has to be salvaged. For us, we are still not there. We are still actually supposed to be here and go to this next level. It's almost like finalization of some kind of stage. But we are literally here because we need to open up to all these emotions and all these kind of like possibilities. Is there a story about the soulmate that we are dealing with? Is there somebody from the past? Or is there somebody new on the horizon? This is like spectacular, amazing card. But if there is like nobody on the horizon, and if you're not on the market, this is definitely saying that reaching that equilibrium, reaching that emotional peace is basically going to happen. So, oh my gosh, look at this, like water and fire. It is like amazing. So let's just see the outside, the environment. Fire tomes. So we again have a fire reversed. Somebody might be actually knocking on our door and offering love or inquiring how we are. It is like the understanding. Maybe it's like something we really wanted badly, but now we are getting to this understanding, like wondering if this is really best for us. Because somebody here is really playing with the fire. As you can say, the tail is getting burnt and trying to maybe wiggle out from the situation. It is kind of a person who comes in and comes out, not really sticking around. And it is maybe something why this is showing up. Both of them are sort of like representing Sagittarius. So it could be Sagittarius, could be Gemini over here, but we also have the earth signs. And then we have the Sky King, which could be us, but it's reversed. It is like rather harsh. Sky King is Judge Judy, is like blah, kind of a thing. And this is the hopes and fears. So this is telling me that we almost like, you see, this is like down, and then the King of Swords and Queen of Cups up. We are shifting. There's this shift happening, that maybe rough edges that we had, we want to deal with this. Maybe this is like what we need to do. We want to see how our actions affect other people, because this is the only way to go forward, because we cannot tell others how they affect us without first understanding how we affect them. And then juggling. There is like something that maybe is not workable at all. Maybe something that cannot go forward, and I really feel somebody might be contacting us here. Maybe somebody will try to offer one of those friends with benefits, and maybe we really want it, but I think we're going to say, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice this one, because I really kind of like want emotion. I want somebody who is truly listening to me. I want you to be in my life because you can feel me. Aside from understanding me, yes, this is what I want and this is what I love. Can you do that? I really don't think that the time for that is yet here. But let's check. Why is the grace here reversed for Aquarius? Wow, look at this. Reunion with someone. Waiting for somebody. Maybe somebody's waiting for us. Maybe somebody's waiting for us to finally come and say something. This is like really somebody who waits but is not looking in the right direction. Or we are waiting for somebody. And it's kind of like the underlying emotion, but the emotion is becoming positive, open and receptive. And when it becomes loving and receptive and harmonious, then things start to happen. So let's see this Fire King over here. There he is. It was some kind of bad surprise that took us off our feet. So you have a surprise and a lover. And it was like something that shook our life. Something that maybe paralyzed us. Something that sort of like render us, we need to ground ourselves. We just cannot fly. So imagine you're a bird and you had to be earthbound. We had to be earthbound. We had to be even more so. We had to go down and deep. But this was probably a lesson, because we had to get to this next stage to get to this like kind of higher lessons. So let me check this fire tome. Yeah, there is somebody also who misses us, but they're missing us at the same time, not pushing this really forward, or not being able to push forward. Maybe they're waiting for us. Let me grab one more over there. Young woman, they have reasons. They maybe have somebody else, or they maybe have another reason, maybe a child, maybe obligation, or maybe have us continuously on their mind. This tarot can also mean that there is the energy, even if we are not communicating with this person, that energy that still has like these chains. You know, when I say break the cut the cords, break the chains, cutting cords meditation that I kind of like sent to my clients. So let's see the Sky King. I told you this is us. We have a Tower again. We are reversed. The Tower is reversed, and we maybe will be facing with our own worst crap. We will be completely out of our character, and it's not going to bring us anything good. So I think the challenge this month is not to be abrupt. The challenge this month is to face everything, to face and put this in balance. Let me just check this, like Two of Earths. There you go. Grounding. Grounding. We cannot let other people in. You have constancy and room. Room talks about intimacy, which people we wouldn't want to close, and also which people we don't. Constancy is very similar here, something we have lost. And this ground, we have to realize what we have to let go of. We just simply cannot take everything with us forward. So we have to take something with us. And what we need to take first and foremost is understanding, emotional understanding. Everything else is almost immaterial this month. So my dear Aqua, hopefully this helps. You can contact me for your private reading at cattarot.ca. And for those of you who still didn't subscribe, please do. You get invite for live. And you can also check my Facebook and Instagram for your daily tarot. Thank you so much. Love you so much. And until the next time.